Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another live stream on Facebook. My name is Morgan Osben, and today we are not gonna be doing another game dev stream because I feel like you guys are not really. Um, I feel like if you guys want to watch all of my game dev stuff, it's more so best if I leave it in my YouTube channel for the time being. Because I want to do something different for today. Because I haven't done a Blender stream in a while, so might as well introduce to you guys the software known as Blender. Now, Blender is like a freaking 3D modeling software that people use to make, well, 3D models and stuff. And I am well known on YouTube as the guy that kinda makes like very stylized looking 3D models in Blender. And to show you guys how what I mean by that, I'm gonna be modeling like a freaking Pokemon today. And I think I in the description of this video I told you guys to guess which Pokemon I'm going to be making based on the silhouette on my freaking thumbnail. And if you guys guessed, actually, hold on, let me freaking go over here. Okay. You guessed freaking Whimsicott. There we go. Alright, if you guessed Whimsicott, well, you're freaking correct. I'm gonna be getting, wow, why is there a tall version of Whimsicott here? This feels wrong. It feels wrong having Whimsicott be a tall boy here. Is it supposed to be like a very tiny looking fairy creature or something in Pokemon? Anyway, I remembered Whimsicott being one of the Pokemon I think it was first what's his evolution again? I remember playing Black and White back in the day, and I remember he evolves from, who was it? Whimsicott, and yeah, Cottonee. I remember getting like 2 Cottonees, and what was it? And I know like Cottonee evolves into, or was it? Oh wait, no, it's Petalil was the other one that evolves into freaking Lilligant. And yeah, I remember catching Cottonee in freaking Pokemon Black. I'm pretty sure, because I'm pretty sure this is like a version exclusive Pokemon on that version of the Gen 5 games. And I don't know, I always was a freaking Petalil fan. I feel like the design line of that Pokemon feels much more like what I expect from a I don't know, like a cute looking Pokemon design. But I don't know, Whimsicott still has like that sort of charm, and since I already have like a, actually, can you guys hear me? I don't know if you guys can hear me. Okay. Well, I mean, what am I saying again? Cottonee still has that sort of cute Pokemon design as well. So since I've already done like Ligant, might as well do Whimsicott on this stream. So with that being said, let me just get a reference image here of, where's it? Here we go. Let me get this. Save image as. I'm gonna call this, yeah, Whimsicott. Okay. Then we go to freaking Blender, and I'm gonna make 2 windows here. One for the image editor. I'll call this the Blender PNGs. Where did I put this thing? Yeah, it's in thumbnails. Art references, then there it is. Okay. There we go. Here's my cute little guy right over here. And then on the other side here, I'm also gonna make Whimsicott be an actual thing you can see in the 3D scene here. So let's get a image, reference image, and oh, by the way guys, I'm using Blender 5.2 for this stream, so if you're watching from the future, which I'm pretty sure there'll be people watching the future because I'll be uploading this to YouTube, things might not work on future versions of this. There we go. Alright. Okay, so we got Whimsicott here. We're gonna move him up just a little bit, so he can be leveled with the... Oh. The frame here. And I know I can go for more complicated Pokemon designs, but I think I think I'm making too many like cute designs on Blender for the most part now. I remember doing like 3 Sanrio characters for my sister last year in a row, and I thought that maybe I can just do more like more complex designs in Blender, but now that I've been focusing too much on game dev YouTube for this past few months, I think my my skills in 3D modeling have sort of deteriorated a little bit. So might as well try to, you know, warm up my muscles by making something that's a bit more easier to make here, which is this character. So let me first make a... Actually, it's extra objects enabled here. Oh, it is. Okay, good. Operator presets, I'll call the quad sphere. And I'm just going to move you over to here. Like so. Anyway, this has to be like my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is probably the 6th Pokemon I've added that I've modeled that's gonna be coming from Gen 5. And why Gen 5, you may ask? Well, it's because I am just a big fan of Pokemon Black and White and the Black and White 2 games, the Black 2 and White 2 games as well. Although I think I'm more so into the originals for the story, but for the gameplay, the sequel is actually much better because of the world tournament section you can play just somewhere around Driftville city of that game. Anyway, let me go and get the grab brush for this, and we get the mirror tool here, and let's make you a bit wider here, and make it wider, and then so we could just this fall off. Oh, here we go. Let me make it a sphere. We don't want any sharp edges in this guy, so might as well try to fix her portions this way. Okay, that works for me. And I'm gonna add a subdivision modifier. Okay, I don't think this guy has like a... Bring him down a little bit. Okay. Alright. Works for me. I'm gonna move him a little bit to the side here. Okay. And then his body seems to be like a a square. Am I right or am I wrong? It looks like a square. With some rounded edges to keep the cute factor here. Actually, wait, hold on. Before I start modeling more stuff, let me make sure that this is in proportion to, I know, a human here. So I'm gonna be using freaking BlenderKit here. And BlenderKit is like a online asset store you can download right into Blender. So these are all still freaking models you can find that's made by humans, and it's not AI. So let me just find a good human body here. Maybe this one's good. I'm gonna import this here. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna I'll move this guy a little bit to this side here, and I'm pretty sure Whimsicott with this fairy-looking design is definitely not 10 feet tall, I guess. So I'm gonna shrink all of the proportions down here. So about, let me move him closer to here. There we go. Yeah, look at that. Freaking, there goes my lovely midget. My lovely midget monster. Let's go. Okay. Let me move him in here. Yeah, this feels like what I expect Whimsicott to be as tall as. And I don't know, I guess just in case, let's search up his stats on Pokemon DB. Let's see. What's his height? 2 feet. Okay, this definitely looks like 2 feet, so I'm gonna keep the proportions this way. And then, I'm gonna make a cube like here. Okay, that's good. And I have to move you guys forward a little bit, so there we go. There we go. Alright, center the camera. It's good for me. And I think this is too big, so I'm gonna shrink it down a little bit. Actually, no, I'll do this. Alright, and he seems to get bigger along... His body seems to get bigger slightly as we reach the base, so I'm gonna make him like this, and then make him like this. That doesn't seem to be how Whimsicott would look like, so I'm gonna make him a bit frailer here. And let's use the bevel modifier for this one. Oh yeah, that's definitely what looks like to be a Whimsicott. That's definitely the Whimsicott build right there. Okay. And then I'm gonna use a subdivision surface. Okay. And I'm gonna make his tummy a bit bigger here. Is oh, what the fuck? And yeah, I feel like he would have like a fin frame, but a little bit of a beer belly, I guess. um, let me see. Let me make another loop cut here. Do it this way, and yep, that looks like a Whimsicott design to me. And then let's make 2 loop cuts because we will be making his frame, these 2 peg legs now. Right over here. Okay, and then it looks like it gets near narrower, so I'm gonna let me get the let's change this to individual origins and okay, that's looking good, but I don't like the fact that it's getting like a bit more. Okay, maybe I don't need a bevel. Maybe I just need this. And then increase the subdivision. Do something like that. Shade smooth. And let's make his arms this time. Maybe a little loop cut over here. Then I also need to make his little stubs over here. Stubby arms right here. You know what? If I'm able to finish this Pokemon in under like an hour, maybe I'll try to make one other Pokemon, maybe with a more complicated design this time. Okay, and I'm just gonna select one, turn on the mirror modifier, and there we go. I don't know why, but his frame kind of reminds me of the gingerbread man from Shrek for some reason. Okay, we got this now. I think his feet might need a few more wider base, so I'm gonna add a loop cut right there. And then I need a loop cut right here and a loop cut right. You know what? I'm gonna cut this guy in half actually. Okay, I'm gonna cut this in half. I'm gonna use the mirror modifier just to make things look proportional on one side. Okay, and then oh, I think that works. Okay, and then before we move to the hair, let's first make his what's it, his neck his or his beard, I think. Now that I'm looking at it, it does kind of look like a beard up close. But anyway, let's use the. Let me try to experiment with a Meta Ball for now. Okay. So he seems to have like a big. You go with this, then Shift D. Like, okay, something like this, then yeah, and then do another one. Okay, wait, let me delete all of this first. Shift A, meta ball. Okay, I think the hair will be the hardest one to freaking model because I'll be mostly using a lot of. Okay, there we go. Okay, that works for me. And can we use face snapping for this one? Does that work for meta balls? Oh, it does. Okay, that's good. Oh wait, where'd it go? Face project. That's definitely not where it's supposed to go. Okay, come on. Move back to where you were. Okay. Okay, this meta ball thing doesn't work. A back face culling, will that work? Okay, maybe it doesn't work for meta balls specifically. I'm gonna move this back here. Okay. Let's just move this to the back like this. Be a bit smaller would do for this one. Then Shift D, X. Okay, and then we have to Shift Y. Just try to see. Just try to estimate what's the look of this at the back. Okay. Okay, that feels like how Whimsicott would look like, but let me just adjust a little bit of the frame here, and let's move this to here. GX, GZ. Alright, let's see how this looks. Okay. Let me see. Resolution. Okay, looking better. Okay. Okay, I don't like the fact that this looks like a lump in this thing. Okay. Alright, that works for me. Now we need to work on his hair. This is gonna be a nightmare to model, but let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can I get away with another ball? Okay. And can we turn this into a... hold on. Let me, okay, there we go. Can we duplicate this? Okay, good. I'm gonna move you to drafts. Move you to a new collection, call it drafts. Okay. Okay. And then with this, I'm gonna turn you into a mesh. Okay, I don't like the fact that you are. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, I guess we can't just turn one meta ball into a mesh. I wanted to save a copy just in case I want to go back to this, but I guess we're stuck with this. Anyway, let's go make a meta ball over here. Let's go and make, seems to be the exact this is actually the exact shape we need to make this look good. Okay, then Shift D, like over here, and I'm gonna select all of this, move it to the back because I'm pretty sure it's caught. So it has that like little roof head over there. Then can we subdivide this a little bit? Okay, that's not what I want. Okay. This thing is losing a little bit of the okay. Okay. Alright. Works for me. Then let's make his bushy hair, I guess. I got this one over here. Over here, I guess, that would work. Yeah, that will work. Maybe make it a bit smaller, like that. And then I'm pretty sure that's like over here. Okay. Then we make a duplicate of one of the more rounded circles here. Works best like that. And I think there's too much detail. I'm gonna have to subdivide it a little bit. Shift D, put this here, put it downwards like that, then yeah. And then I get this big boy, this big chunky boy. Put the back here, and now it looks like it's connected to each other. And I think I might need to move these. Oh my god, it's getting harder to see where the edges start. This bad boy. Yeah. Okay. Yo, now it's a little bit of a bald spot in the in the back here. Okay. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna hide now the image for now, because we now need to make, I need to cover up this bald spot. This is driving me nuts. Okay, then let's just make this like, there we go, completely lumpy. There we go. Okay. And then, to touch it off, we need to make all those little marks on top of this. Head like this. Okay, so make it low poly for now. And for this one, Hmm. Okay, make one more like over here, I guess. Alright, then let's just make a few more lumps over here. Okay, this definitely needs some smoothing in, so I'm gonna turn this into a mesh. I'm gonna sculpt mode this, and let's see what I can do to kinda soften out a little bit of the hard edges a little bit. And just make it very... Okay, what's the tool again? Smooth? Yeah, just make it like tiny smooth for now. Just to make the hard edges less prominent. Like that, there we go. Ease up on the edges right there. I'm seeing all your hard corners. And then while we're at it, let's also include our draw brush. And we also have this be like slow strength level here. And I'm gonna just make these parts of her wool much bigger by just a bit. There we go. Then same for this part. And yeah, I think that works. Let me see how this looks in under... Okay, wait, it's set to GPU. Okay. Let's set this. Let's see how this looks in cycles. Oh, looking pretty nice. Okay, I'm gonna just get rid of this human right away now. Don't think I need this. Alright. Let me include also a plane. Okay, and then let me just get a basic shader up and running for the background here. Okay, we'll go for like this birch tree looking color here. Okay. Damn, look at that. Fine, what the heck? I really do adore the Pokemon designs of, well, Pokemon. In some cases, this kind of looks like a mess, you know, trying to draw like wool and stuff. It feels easy, but you start drawing it and you're like, oh wait, it's like there's like a pattern to how they usually draw even the most random of objects like wool right here. Anyway, next we need to do is to draw his his or her horns. So I'm gonna include now the curve. Let's see what curve can we use. Maybe we can use a half curve for this one. And there is my path. Okay, I'm gonna make sure the origin point still stays in the center because we're gonna be mirroring this. So I'm gonna move you here, move you here, make you smaller. And over here, actually wait, I need to make sure this crosses, yep. Okay. Nice. Okay. Okay, now let's see how this looks if I add some beef to this curve. Oh yeah, that's looking so good. Maybe just look it like that. Make it like not like that. No, don't hide it. Okay. And the resolution, I think, can go a bit thinner for this one. Alright. And convert this into a mesh. And that's so many vertices, what the frick? I'm gonna have this like slowly bevel off to F. Okay. I'm gonna dissolve some edges here just to make it much more rounded, like that. And we'll go to sculpt mode. We're gonna go to smooth. Or wait, no. I'm gonna go to inflate. Is there a relax brush here? And let's go back to, I think I used to draw. Maybe draw would work better. Alright, I'm gonna go back here. So what's the best way to inflate this? Inflate cloth? What's this do? Oh, what the? Okay, maybe inflate would be the prime thing to get this all to connect to each other. I mean, it looks realistic in this way, but I'm not sure. Why not? We'll keep it this way for now. That's how horns would react. And then let's make his mouth, I guess. So to make his mouth, he will need a bevel shape here. So make a plane like this, and this. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay. Move it a little bit to the top here. Okay. Then we subdivide it. A little bit like that. Okay. Then with this one, I'm gonna get the freaking boolean. Okay, I wonder how that looks. Okay. Alright, it works for me. And then let's make his mouth. His tongue, I guess. Got a UV sphere up in here. And then I'm gonna do something with his wool here, covering up very crucial parts of his mouth. Okay. Alright, and then I'm gonna just let's see. Over here we will make draw sharp, inflate. Then let's get a crease brush. And just go. Relax it a little bit. Okay. Alright, looking much better. And for this part, it's only the top half that's being seen, so I'm gonna get rid of all of this. X vertices. Okay. Then, how many vertices is this? 38,000. Oh my god. That will be a chore to freaking animate. Okay, so next thing we need to do is, of course, let me put this to Eevee just to save up on my computer's power. Okay. Now we just need to make the eyes. And the eyes are made using circles, I guess. Okay. Alright, we made this Whimsicott right here. So now, the only thing we need to do now is make some materials for this, because it's looking really white right here. Okay, so let me see. First off, let me turn off freaking... Oh, that's shadows, but... Temporal projection, jittered shadows. See, I don't like those like little static things happening on Eevee right now. Let's see, light threshold. Okay, I'm just gonna see. I'm gonna experiment with some freaking shaders here just to see how this looks. So I'm gonna pull up my assets browser here. Alright, come on, give me some. Where are my good old toon shaders? I remember Whimsicott. I think this cartoon shader is actually the best fit for her. And hello? Why is it? Okay, make local. There we go. Okay. Oh, again, you can just... you have the option to just make an instance of the cartoon shader. Okay. I didn't know that was a thing. But anyway, let's make him much brighter. Light intensity can go up a little bit. And... okay, for this guy, I want his... okay, that would work well. And the light color should be like... less saturation. And... okay, for his... yeah, that will work. That could work for this guy. Then for his horns, I'm gonna call this wool. The wool texture. I guess you can also apply it to here. Okay, and then let me see. The noise size can go down by quite a bit. Maybe 100 is already good enough. Okay. Then for his horns, bring back the wool, duplicate it, and we're gonna make this hella green. Okay, and his shadow color should be most likely be shade of purple. And it looks like Whimsicott. It looks very. I think this basic cartoon shader is really working for very soft characters like Whimsicott here, wherein a majority of his body is just freaking wool or fluffy stuff. Anyway, let's do here. I'm gonna call this horns. Then we will make his head, and his head will consist of let's see. Let's get the wool, and I'm not sure if I should still be using the same exact material, so I'm actually gonna delete this actually. Where is it? Blender file, materials. I'm gonna get rid of this material. Freaking okay. Get that out of my freaking Blender file. And I'm gonna import another one here instead. We'll have two character cartoon shaders. That's not supposed to be the case. Okay, nice. So I'm gonna call this the body shader. And this will consist of let me turn out the shadow intensity for a bit here. And okay, then we change the colors to brown. Okay, let's make it be like a light brown, maybe. Light. Just some very light colors for my dear Whimsicott. Maybe like it's gonna be like a slight shade of blue, like that. Okay. Nope, that's not what I wanted. The body. There we go. Let's see how is that looking. Okay. Guess we can use that same material for the eyes as well. So I'm gonna get body here, but this time I'm gonna make this the eye color. I'm gonna call this eyes. And for eyes, we'll make this like hella saturated. And yeah, sure, light colors can also be that. Now, to make it look more glossy, I think what I have to do is go to the material section here. There it is. And I'm gonna change the diffuse shader here to a principled BSDF. And we're gonna add some gloss to this. And I guess we should also, there we go. Okay. Um, yeah, let's add some gloss to this. I think, or I guess the easiest way to do that is to just get the glossy BSDF. I think it's that. Oh yeah, that looking much better. Well, can we decrease the... Okay, and then the light intensity can go like way up. Hmm. Okay, and then I'll try to use a image texture for this one. And I'm gonna make a new eyes whimsicott eyes, and I'll just try to paint that little gloss in his freaking eyes. So let's see. Well, first we need to UV unwrap everything. So do that in UV editing. Okay, here we go. Okay, this character now took more than an hour to make, so I don't think I'll be making another Pokemon after this. Maybe at another stream. We can maybe do another Pokemon stream at another time. Okay, maybe have it be here instead. Then get all of this. Mark seam. Then AU unwrap. Okay, that looks much better. And let's UV edit this. Let's make this like that. Make it hella. There we go. Hella orange. Then we also add something like that, or Okay, I don't like the fact that it's like. Okay, I might need to. And apply this. Here we go. Then, so now that they are different to each other, okay. Alright, let me look at the reference one more time. Oh, it seems to be centered. Wait. Okay, I'm gonna go back here. And I'm gonna make one here. One here. Actually, make it a bit smaller. Yeah. Okay, and then let's copy this. I'm gonna get rid of all of this actually. Then there we go. Okay, that looks much more natural for that. Okay, so I'm gonna just save this as a Whimsicott Blender file. Okay. Gotta do that. Go back here. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to get hue saturation here. I'm wondering what does it look like if it's in their camera. Yeah, that's. I think the shadow is too freaking saturated, so I'm gonna just decrease it a little bit, like that. Then camera to view. Hmm. Let's look if I attach this to reflections. Nope. Not that either. Alright, I'm gonna just put this back here. The only way to move the rotation of this, right? Or the location. Are there any other things I can put here? What I could do is I'll put this all under one group. There we go. And then in said group, I'm gonna... Okay. My my coding brain is slowly trying to piece these all together, but I'm gonna get this as separate XYZ here, or a combined XYZ. Look, all this is just technically code, right? So I'm gonna put this here. Okay. So that's 0, and then this one is in charge of... Okay. So I'm gonna put this here. And I'm gonna call this the reflections. I'm gonna do some very light coding here. And by light coding, I mean I'm gonna just do a bunch of math. I call this reflections. And this will be based on, let me add a driver to this. Expression, use self. Add input variable. Edit driver. Add input variable. Edit driver. I'm gonna select, or even just edit driver. Oh, not that. Get the camera up in here. X location. Okay, I don't need that. Okay, how does that look? Okay, edit. Edit driver. Okay. No. No. Edit driver, and then so I think this would be under, yeah, X location could be good, but let's see. Zero plus var. Divide by 1. Divide by 5. I'm not sure. Or no, edit driver times 0.5. Okay, no, I don't want that. Fuck. Edit driver. It has to be very tiny. Okay, how about instead of a multiplier, you multiply it here. Yeah, there we go. A bit. The movement is still a bit too weird, so I'm gonna have this be at 0.005. There we go. Is it moving? And the driver 5.01. There we go. Okay, now it's having a very slight. Okay, now it's gone. At the driver 0.07. Okay. No, I think 0.03 would work. Yeah, this will work. This works better. Let's try to improve on this thing. I can call this reflections underscore x, and we'll do another one. Reflections underscore y. And this one will change how the reflections will land. Let's see. This is my first time actually using drivers in Blender. But I don't think it's that complicated now that I've experienced much harder coding stuff like see, I need to get camera, and we will get var times 0.03. Okay, I think it's a bit. It's a bit too linear, so I think this has to be like 0.01, I think. Yeah, this looks like exactly how I would imagine this to work. Okay. And then one last thing, because I noticed that in Whimsicott's design in his what was it? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, Whimsicott design has like a very it's like gradient to it, so I'm going to also multiply. Actually, let's get a texture coordinate here. Let's get a separate XYZ. And let's see. Nope. Nope. Yeah, this one. I'm gonna get a gradient. No, a mixed color for now. And we're gonna turn this into a wait, this one goes here. This one goes wait, this one goes here. That one goes there. And then with this he will it will change a little bit of the eyes to and get a mix color here. And we do this. And we actually it should be I think it should be inverted. Then we multiply. There we go. And this should be like slightly like that, and then what's this doing here? Okay, and then let's also get a color ramp. Right there. There we go. Now it looks like it has a little bit more of a glint in his eyes. Like that. Okay. Alright. Okay, this works. Then we move this down here. And the one down here. And we attach this to here. And now there we go. Look at that. His eyes looks much like more alive here. Okay. Nice. Okay. Okay, now one last thing. Just to wrap everything together. Is we will get his... Let's see, we'll get the horns. The shadow color would be most likely be this one. I think I'll call this tongue. And also Okay, wait, let me try to search up how to change material of a Boolean object. Alright, let me look at the Blender Stack Exchange. I am one to apply a material just to the face of an object that were edited by a Boolean except to subtract. This is how it works by default. Materials transfer from one object to another with Boolean operations. You just need to have material slots for all the materials used in both objects, so if you want to add a material slot and set it to the same material as the object in use. Oh, okay, so for this to work, I'm going to go back to my scenes. And I think this is this is the one. I'll go here. I'm gonna make a new material. And for this one, let's say I want to make this the tongue material. I'll call this mouth. So if this were to happen, mouth. Oh, you're right. Okay. So all we need to do now is just make this a much like that. Wow. My boys looking much better here. Okay, but let me see. What else is there in his design they can add? Okay, I don't like the fact that it's just a very flat color there. So what I'll do is I will also add under the shading I'm gonna get a separate XYZ. We'll make another gradient. Actually, can I just make a gradient from here? Oh, we can. Okay. How is this looking? Let's see, separate XYZ. No, texture. Texture. Coordinates. Generated. Z. No, actually Y would work, I think. And it's backwards, so let me invert that. Wait, should it be inverted or should it be? Okay, that's... yeah, it should be inverted. Then we apply a... so apply multiply. Okay. Nothing that does anything. I'm gonna get... No, I don't wanna math. Give me math. Math multiply. And let's just decrease the value here. Okay. Then a color ramp. Like that. Then we can also maybe change the color from here actually. Except we can't. Okay, forgot this is using a gradient texture. Okay, let's move this here. Then put this here. We put this here. Okay, that works for me. So let me just copy all of this, bring it to here. Connect this to here. And we'll make this a bit brighter. Turn up the saturation, make it a bit more pink. There we go. And this should be a bit more. Oh, like that. Alright, let's make this a square. I don't need this extra space in my guy, so yeah, maybe like this would work. Okay. Alright. And let's see. Okay, it's looking very flat, so to fix that, let me make a here, get a color shader to RGB. with that. Shader to RGB. And we'll make this an emission. Okay. And then we also need to turn this. We also need to multiply this to a separate XYZ component. Then I guess a color ramp as well. Like that's to here. Texture coordinates. Like that. On generated. And we also need to multiply this to a mix color, like that. Let's see. Okay, we do it this way instead. There we go. Let's multiply. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna get all of these nodes, copy it to here, place this here, place this here. Let's see how this looks if I combine all of these together. Okay, and then I think this has to... Yeah, I think this looks much better without the... Yeah, it looks much better that way. Then... time for this one. Just add a little of some detail to this. We're putting this here, plugging it there. Nice. Okay. Then let's see. Actually, the good thing about Whimsicott is that because of his tiny frame, it already looks like the T-pose could actually be a good way to just sort of end this this stream right here. Anyway, maybe like somewhere here would work. Then can we calm down on the amount of light there is in this guy? Oh my god. Okay. Okay, there we go. Then let's see. Guess it works. You can go for like a donuts tutorial style of this guy where I just have him like rotate around while a bunch of, I don't know, leaves come out from the sky, maybe. But anyway, for this Whimsicott, one thing is missing. That's some solid stuff. To sort of round out his edges. Let's see. Let's get a outline shader created here. I'm gonna call this outline. Okay. I'm gonna flip this material set to 1. And there we go. And this has no shadows whatsoever. And the thickness clamp should be very thin. Yeah, I think it works for this guy. So next thing we need is to make his horns. So solidify, normals, flip, materials, 1. Outline. Normals, flip. Okay, I think for this outline for the inner side, I'll have it be like something the same color as my guy. I think for this one, I think I'll have this be like cool blue color. Offset by 1. Thickness clamp. Did that. And just thickness clamp as well, right? Alright, solidify. Normals, flip, materials, 1. Thickness clamp. Two. Okay, one last thing. Just to make that art look. Let's ease it in. Okay. Then, I guess last thing we need to make is the eyes, right? Actually, before that. Okay, let's make the eyes. Okay. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. They're looking like a good though looking Whimsicott right there. Okay. Now I need to figure out how does Blender make it rain in Blender. Or I guess what we can do instead is can make a let's make a plane first. Okay. I'll make a plane like this. And I think I'm gonna get rid of this entirely. Create a cylinder for my guy, like this. Pull it up like that. Okay, that way we now have big space to work with. Or I guess is that Let's see. Okay. So this one, let's include the material like that. And then this one, well, first off, let me hide the cylinder for now. And for this freaking thing, I want to make another plane, not a cube, a plane. No, plane. There we go. Okay, we'll make a plane. Then in this plane, we're gonna instantiate this with geometry nodes here. There we go. Okay, and then we'll go open the oh, did they get rid of the oh there? Never mind, it's over here. Alright. So we get this. Let's do a distribute points on faces. Like that. And let's have it be like multiple of them. Actually wait. Do a poison disc. And shift, control A, scale. Okay, there we go. Alright, that works for me. Then we get instance some points. Get a object with object info. Instance. Okay. And then rotation should be like, oh no. Can we, is there a random value? Here we go. A vector. There we go. And then get that. Okay. Alright, so we got that. And go over here. And we'll make this look like leaves falling down. By first, well, where's the original copy of this? There it is. Okay. Over here, I'm gonna make this look like leaves by just beveling these two edges. Like so. Okay. Then we are gonna rotate it like this. Okay. And then we're gonna get these all connected like so. Then you're gonna bend it a little bit. There we go. And then, finally, we have it rotate over and over again. So, let's go to the animation property here. Shade smooth. There we go. Oh, no. Okay. Okay, no, I think I need the K here, rotation. Then go to the graph editor. And just let me hide all of these. Move this to 360. Okay. So let's see how this works. Oh, does not change based on... Oh, that sucks. Wait. Okay, get rid of all this. I don't need all this. Let me just go here. And under geometry nodes, we're gonna add we'll combine XYZ. Do a separate XYZ. Combine XYZ. Okay. There we go. And then for its Y value, we're gonna get a add. See how this looks like. Okay. Then I'm gonna insert, let's see. Add driver. Add the driver. Is time a thing here? No. Delta. how to add time to driver in Blender. No, not Blender. Blender. Oh, frame. Okay. Edit driver. Frame. Oh, there we go. Okay. Edit driver. Frame. Divided by 10. Okay. And then just to make it more then hashtag frame divided by 100. Or wait, divided by 20. There we go. And then finally, you can add a material to this, right? Actually, I think this is too fast, I think. So I think this should do it. Then 50. And then Shift D this. Hashtag frame divided by 30. Okay. There we go. Then over here, I'm gonna make this be the same as the horns. Okay, wait. Go to shading. This one has to change the there we go. Alright. So let me bring back the cylinder here. Okay. And this cylinder should be like warm wood like color, like maybe like this. This could work. Alright. That looks like a Whimsicott, right? And then this one has to like fall gradually, so I'll put you up here. Oh. Or wait. Put you here. K location. Then there's a dope sheet. I'll put your okay, hello? Can I move this? G, okay. Then yep, that works. Let's see. G Z all the way up to here. K location. And I want to set the interpolation to linear. There we go. Now it looks like it's some leaves are falling. Okay, now just to make this more 3D looking, I'm gonna link the camera to an empty cube. Sure, why not? We'll go for a cube. And K. Control P, cube transform. Okay. All right. Then I guess this leaf should also be linked to here. So Control P, keep transform. Yep. Okay. So now get the location of this, or the rotation. Then we link it to like maybe every 120, 250. Okay, I need a calculator. Hold on, because I want this to be a perfect loop, which I think is not possible. But let me just get the 250 divided by 4. Okay, that won't work. 250 divided by, okay, maybe 50 frames. With 50 frames of this thing turning around would work. So K rotation, and then animation. Let's see, along the Z Euler. We're gonna move this to the top by 360, like that. Okay. And then let's see. All right. Back to, no, not here. Back to here. Okay, that's way too fast. So, let's see. Okay, maybe not. Remember my calculator. 250 divided by 4. 250 divided by 3. Nope. 250 divided by 2. 125. Okay, fine. We'll just have it be at 125 then. $125. There we go. Okay. Then we go to the dope sheet, I guess. Then I'm already forgetting. How do I get this to include some... Oh, there. Okay, this is the graph editor. Modifiers. Have this be on cycles. Okay. So now, it just keeps looping constantly. There we go. And I'm gonna hide that thing over there. There we go. Okay. And I guess while we're at it, let's also include something at the back here, just to give this guy a better silhouette. We'll get a circle. We'll put it over here, and then put it over here. No, actually, it's just yeah, this could work over here, just like that. All right, and we'll give this a unique material. So I'm gonna turn this into an emission shader, and under shading, what we'll do here is, well, I don't want like a solid shape encircling this guy because I think it's too distracting. So I want like a gradient that sort of blends in with the background. So to do that, we need a... Oh, first we need a point. Let's get a point up in here. Or an empty. Sorry. Empty plane axis. Move it to the back like this. And then over here, I want to get texture coordinates. We're gonna get this empty over here. And let me just see if this works. Okay, it works. So now we get a color. Or wait, a linear light maybe? Oh, wait, mix color. Linear light. I'm forgetting, what's the... How do I do this again? Let me see. What's the vector math? Do we have a vector math here? I'm forgetting. Oh, length, there we go. This one. Okay. Okay, so now we got that. Now it's time let's multiply this a little bit. For a scale, And then, okay, with this gradient, what I want to happen is what is happening? What is happening right now? Okay. Oh, it's linear light. Hold on. I'm using it wrong. Okay, there we go. Then let's put this here. Put this here. Let's get color ramp here. Okay. Alright. Then finally, let me just get the passport 2 here. Just to see how this looks without all of the noise around it. Okay, wait. Okay, Control P. Keep transform. Okay. Oh, it's this thing. Control P, keep transform. Okay, there we go. Oh, right. Anything else I need to add here? Guess not. He already looks like $1,000,000. um, I guess we can add more leaves. I guess. Let's see. We can do that. I know it's already looking too distracting, but maybe if I just shrink the instance, the original instance of this. Which is where? Wait. Is it this one? Yep, this is it. Okay. And his mouth is showing. Oh god. Okay, there we go. Okay, wait, I need to fix his shading. Let's see. Alright. I guess that's it for this guy. I guess we can just maybe... what else can we add to this lump of a thing? Let me see. Let's do some compositing. This is something that I've been testing out lately on this guy. Compositing, and let's render out just one frame for now. So over here, render image. Oh, let's see, comp there, then render image. Okay, so this is the final image right here, but let me try to edit out some parts of his eyes or his colors here. Okay, so let's go with before we do any of these like presets that Blender already has for me. Oh, what's this? Split toning? What's this do? Shadows. Oh. I don't know if this is like what I want for my guy. Okay, I'll keep that in mind, but no, that's not what I want. Let's see. Filter. denoise? Is there anything that even denoise? I don't think so. So I'm gonna get rid of that entirely. And you know what? I'm gonna make this 1920 by 1920 just to give it the full resolution it needs. Or maybe times 2 times 2. Okay. Let me just test this out. Now look at that. Now that's a very clean image right there. Okay. We got that. Differing. What is this? How does this look on my character? No. I mean, it kind of looks nice. I don't know if I want that though. So no, not that. Okay, let's look at Blender's like normal filters here. And no, I want the creative differing. Oh, we have glare. Okay, good. Let me just see how this looks. Hmm. Point 7. Okay, ghost doesn't seem like what I want. A bloom. 0.2. Oh wow, that's hella saturated. Wow. Highlights. It looks really cursed when you see how it looks when it's highlight, when you only see the highlights of it. Okay, let me do that, and then okay, maybe split toning could be good for this. Actually, let me just hide. Oh, Control H or M. I'm gonna just put this back here. Then let me just do some hue saturation here. I wonder if my camera can pick up my compositing effects here. Let me see. View. Camera. Can it not? Okay, then I'm just gonna put back to disabled then. If it's not detecting anything. Alright. Well, I guess this is gonna be it for today's stream, guys. We made Whimsicott on our stream today. Look at that. Look at this happy little guy. Oh my god. Man. I think compositing is really helping me out by a long shot here on this little render. But anyway, we made freaking Whimsicott here. I'll probably show the final render on my stream on my YouTube channel. But for now, the final animated rotation is looking like this for now. But I want the colors to actually look more like this by the end. So, yeah. Okay, wait. Let me just see if I just. Okay, this looks very. I don't like that. I'm gonna put this back here. Okay, I like this. I like this. This color pattern much more. So Yeah, we made Whimsicott, guys. Look at that. This is the final render. I'll probably do the animated version of this in another stream, but for now, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe and go now and, I don't know, eat some dinner or something. But yeah, this is the final render, guys. Now, I'm gonna go back to YouTube, maybe do some more game dev streams there, but yeah. Yeah, go read a book, guys. Bye-bye.